July 19th, 2001.
They're a whole new breed of performers who can do things no one else can.
At some point we're going to see this technology it's so advanced it'll be hard to tell between what's real and what's not real.
They're models who never age or gain weight. They can even play music, sort of. And now they're stars of their own movies, even bringing dead actors back to life.
Seems you've won your freedom.
Really, the sky is the limit in terms of what you can bring to the screen now. Any type of character, any type of setting.
Tonight, movie magic. You can't believe your eyes.
From ABC News, this is Nightline. Substituting for Ted Koppel and reporting from Washington, Chris Bury.
The perfect employee for some bosses is the one who works tirelessly, never complains, and doesn't bother with vacations. For years now, manufacturing companies have replaced real people with exactly that kind of worker. They are called robots. Now Hollywood is replacing living, breathing actors with digital creations that are far more lifelike than the most sophisticated cartoons. In publishing, lovely models who live only in the imaginations of computer programmers have already graced the covers of mainstream magazines. On the internet, news anchors too have been reduced to digital talking heads who read the news without ever taking a break.
My name's Anna Nova. I am the world's first virtual newscaster, working to bring you the latest information, 24 hours a day.
This month, the first feature film with an entirely digital cast of human characters opened to mixed reviews. Only the voices are human. The lead actress is made entirely of electronic pixels, down to the hair on her head and the gleam in her eye. No one is suggesting that such computer-generated actors will put a Tom Hanks out of work. But Mr. Hanks, for one, told the New York Times he is deeply concerned about the implications of this technology. Whose performance is it, for example, when a film director digitally manipulates parts of an actor's work? Or, in the case of the hit film Gladiator, computer magic makes it possible to complete a scene after a key actor has died. We'll take up those questions with a leading director, actor, and film critic. But first, this report from ABC News correspondent Judy Muller in Los Angeles.
To catch a glimpse of the future of film, you might look through the eyes, or at the eyes, of Aki Ross. She is the cyberstar of the film Final Fantasy, The Spirit Within. And she and her fellow cast members represent the most ambitious attempt ever made at creating a realistic digital simulation of a human being.
This is kind of the baby steps of, it's the first of its kind, and everyone working on it knew it at the time.
Assembling photorealistic actors out of computer pixels is a painstaking process, with some areas more challenging than others.
It's still just very technically difficult for the computer to figure out hair. You have light interacting with the hair, you have shadow, and it's still something that's very hard for the computer to figure out.
Will computers be spitting out ever more realistic digital actors in the future? And does that pose a threat to their flesh and blood counterparts, the ones who command big salaries and sometimes threaten to go on strike?
The idea of them replacing human actors, if you think you can build Clark Gable, good luck.
On the other hand, computer-generated imagery, or CGI, has already resurrected a real actor in the film Gladiator. Oliver Reed died during filming. Using close-up shot earlier, director Ridley Scott used the computer to bring him back to life for a final scene.
It seems you've won your freedom.
Ridley was able to change the lighting, the shadows, put the bars in, so it is very convincing that he's speaking to Maximus.
Look what I have created!
Some actors, Tom Hanks for one, worry about that technology being abused.
His concern is that his performance can later be manipulated, that a digital Tom Hanks could be made some years out, and scenes could be added to Castaway that he never performed.
Jim Morris is president of Industrial Light and Magic, the George Lucas studio that began the special effects craze with Star Wars 25 years ago.
We like to think of ourselves as being on the bleeding edge of digital technology.
Far from being threatened by that technology, says Morris, performers actually benefit from it. In Space Cowboys, for example, the actors were able to virtually walk in space.
What we did was create a digital stunt double for Clint Eastwood. We modeled his face and then modeled the space suit and put his head inside this suit.
And in the perfect storm, is that actor George Clooney clinging to the mast of his boat in the middle of the worst storm of the century?
That's George's digital stunt double. It was modeled after him.
In fact, just about the only performers who may be threatened right now by the digital variety are the men and women who do the stunts.
We can do a lot of things that they still can't do yet. So far so good, but I know it's just around the corner.
The digital stuntmen, however, still must be patterned on the actions of real people. The computer captures those live performances, then recreates them in scenes like this one in Pearl Harbor, a film by the Walt Disney Company, which also owns ABC.
We put a digital sailor on the gun turret, and as it explodes, he goes with it.
Stunt actor wouldn't want that job.
No, that would be tough.
But there are some real actors in here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that actually helps the digital actors look real.
That's something of a comfort to stuntmen.
Do you really want to see just things that are made up on a computer, or do you want to see real people do real things? I think the public really wants to still see real people do real things.
Actors and stuntmen are not the only professionals keeping a wary eye on their digital counterparts. If you thought supermodels Cindy Crawford and Claudia Schiffer were out of this world, wait till you see what's coming out of the computer.
Please give it to me, please.
Believe me, after 30 years of dealing with the real thing, I find it incredibly exciting, creative, and refreshing to deal with their virtual cousins.
Casablancas has created a stable of digital models. The first was Webby 2K, his dream model. She never gains weight and never talks back.
And, you know, she hasn't aged one day since she was created. And on the contrary, we've made her a little bit longer and slimmer because fashion changes and she changes with fashion.
These so-called cyber babes will be rented out for internet ads and commercials. And that's not all.
They are multi-talented. They can become actresses, singers, television presenters, whatever they want.
How about a girl band? Casablancas has already created one called the Webbies. Hardly a threat to the Dixie Chicks, any more than digital actors like Aki Ross are a threat to the human variety.
The single hardest thing is creating something that feels alive. That reveals humanity.
And while digital actors may be easier to work with, there's no escaping the human factor.
We talk about actors' egos and how tough it is for directors to deal with them. That, of course, presumes that dealing with an animator's ego is going to be somehow a lot easier and a lot more pleasant.
Especially since the work is so demanding. One animator called his work electronic needlepoint. Just one complex shot in Jurassic Park, for example, takes half a year of labor to create. Meanwhile, actors are not above asking this new art form for help.
I know of one example where an actor did a whole movie and then felt he had too much of a bald spot showing, and he wanted the CG to come in, and they took the bald spot out.
But however the technology is used, to enhance performers or replace them, everyone agrees that it's revolutionary.
We're really in the pioneering time. It's very, very exciting what's going on now.
Really, the sky is the limit in terms of what you can bring to the screen now. Any type of character, any type of setting, any type of effect that a director can imagine can be brought to the screen.
I think at some point we're going to see this technology getting so advanced that it does look, it'll be very hard to tell between what's real and what's not real.
This is hardly the first time Hollywood has debated this issue. In the 1960s, Walt Disney said there were several advantages to working with animated stars. Quote, they have no vacations, no coffee breaks, and best of all, if you don't like what they're doing, you just erase them. I'm Judy Muller for Nightline in Los Angeles.
How far will this technology go? Can unreliable or overpriced actors really be replaced by high-tech doubles? When we come back, we'll talk with 3 industry pros, a director, an actor, and a critic.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors.
When your eyes feel dry, gritty, irritated, protect them with Refresh brand eye drops. First, Refresh relieves dryness. Then Refresh forms a lasting shield of protection that keeps irritation out and moisture in. Refresh. It relieves and protects.
Have you looked at your long distance bill lately? Wow. You need Sprint 500 anytime. 500 state-to-state minutes to use anytime, any day for $25 a month. Sprint 500 anytime, it's a slam dunk. To save, just call 1-800-PIN-DROP.
Enter the mystical world of David Blaine. He's mesmerized millions. So, what will he do next?
It's the most amazing thing in the world.
Find out Friday on 2020.
Tomorrow, potholes, uneven paving, and seemingly endless construction. Roads all over South Florida are in poor condition. Who's responsible, and where are your tax dollars going? Investigator Gilda Unruh takes a closer look to find out why you're getting a rough ride. Tomorrow at 11 on the one and only Channel 10.
Are we back? We're back on? Okay, we're back. And here's what we've learned so far. It's the new Fantasy 5 from the Florida Lottery. Match 2 numbers and you get